fire.
Well, a Hilti pin is you drill your hole in concrete, and it's got a pin that then you nail it in and it makes it expand. And
So it grips.
that's what it grips. So it don't screw anything in or anything, it just, it grips.
The agreement for the
Cool.
community health worker.
Well, if you,
Chiropractor's office.
if
Ben, do you have the agreement for the community health worker, their contract for the chiropractor and?
Make sure you look this over too, Chairman.
Terry said,
For
the
renting
other
the
time when
space?
people
I'm,
said.
I like I'm not authorized to open this.
Oh, sure you
Oh,
are.
sure, you are officially blessed this morning now.
Yeah, you're good to go. I like the first option
If he
myself.
reads that, somebody might shoot him.
And then maybe Charlie had the agreement.
So, Blondie, I have not received that. If you guys get a copy of it, please send it my way.
Yeah, cause he's not gonna start the
Yeah.
renovations until, Mike, does anybody have the contract with the
agreement,
chiropractor?
Yeah.
With the who?
Chiropractor
No.
and Kelly?
No, and I was wondering because she was saying that, or he said that he had sent it over, and I did not see it, but
That's.
Hey, Kelly, come on in.
I was looking
The
for it
community healthcare
actually.
workers are
Where we sent it to.
where that,
I just
Oh,
exhausted
yeah.
the resource, my
So
resources.
for
Let
the
me
British
look
tattoo
here.
shop was,
Let me look.
Kelly is gonna rent that building.
Oh, yeah, come on in.
Somebody go ahead.
Plenty of time. We even left early.
There you go. All right.
Hi, guys.
Those guys don't show off TV.
Yeah.
Show off the TV.
So should we call the chiropractor? See where this contract went, or?
Apparently we don't have it.
It's not showing up here.
You should
What's his
send it
first
to
name again?
me.
Everything's built on
Mr.
here.
Bushman?
Yeah.
he's saying he wants us to sign it before he does anything, is that it?
Well, and we, how was that? Oh, you're talking about the rental agreement.
The rental agreement, yeah.
Who looked at that? I think Adam looked at that way back. And gave his.
Or maybe he could
approval,
just
I don't know.
resend it, or,
That's what I'm wondering. If we could just resend it and.
Yeah, better because.
well,
I'm not finding it here.
so you're thinking maybe we just call him on the phone right now and see if he could resend it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't have his number, so.
Well, I
Do you have
don't
his
either.
number?
I don't, I
Like a
don't
cell
know.
phone? Cause, I mean, I called the chiropractor.
No, hell
It's
no.
not there on
Are you
Fridays.
kidding me?
He's not there on Fridays if you're just calling the chiropractor.
That's what, Tuesdays and Thursdays now.
I'm gonna see if I can find
Brian
anything.
Bushman, I do have it here. Let me.
Rental. I'm not seeing anything in my email.
Hey there, Brian. This is Mike Turley. Good, and yourself. Say, are you in Billings? Is it possible for you to resend that lease agreement or that rental agreement we were gonna have with Mrs. Berg? Cause we're having difficulty finding it, so. We had it, this should have been done a long time ago.
I think I parked at your desk. So.
Also, maybe.
Well, should have, and
Talk to
they
you about
haven't
a
seen
couple
it, or
other items.
he's here, and so anyway, just send it to us, or send it
Regarding,
To
you know,
him,
do you
either
remember
way.
when we talked with
as soon as we can.
Amber and
We'll forward it to him.
Jody
Send it to
about
us.
putting a little money away for somebody had emergencies? I understand that
Okay.
issues come up.
Hey, you got any
Do
questions?
you want to
Phone.
access that, or?
All right, thanks.
That or
Go ahead.
I asked Chris to create a fund, cause I do
Uh,
have people that are
M.
willing
Turley.
to donate.
That
So
muscle
that we
shell.
aren't spending taxpayers' dollars, but there
Dot.
is certain things where
Yeah, yeah.
my
And there's
little
no-
fund may not
just M.
cover
Turley.
this,
Mhm.
I don't know.
That
Yeah,
muscle shell.
so Dan,
WMT.US.
what's his last name from Big Timber?
I don't know.
Tro, something. I work with him, he's the ex-sheriff.
He's the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
He's wonderful, I love him. He was telling me how they end up raising funds, so then it isn't taxable dollars.
Alright, hey, really appreciate
It's
it. If
just
I
a
don't get it, I'll be
specific
calling
fund
you.
for
Thanks a bunch.
whatever we need. And so I was talking with Chris earlier on how we would go about that, so,
I gotcha. So we were thinking that we would put it in your, wherever, it sounds like we need to put it. So we've got you paid for out of a certain fund, okay?
Yep.
And then, and Bill, and Jody's contribution goes in the revenue source for that.
yep,
We could do it all in the same thing,
yeah,
The TV will work.
it will,
Yep, it's a 65-inch.
but it's black and white, right? See, that's how quick I am. But, so I'm just kinda thinking out loud.
Cause she has purchased stuff for her office, and some of it was on my visa, and I asked Chris to give me the number, and then she said, well, maybe we need to wait because there's money for her pay, and then her supply.
Well, she said she created a funding code.
Okay, maybe that was before.
And so now there's a funding code that covers you, but she's called it Catalyst for Change. I don't care what you call it.
Right.
It
The
really
new
should be
one-
the community healthcare.
yeah, the new one should be either community healthcare worker or special client funds. Or like if someone did need a copay paid or, you know, those little things like that. It should be just kind of a.
Separate.
Yeah,
Slush fund.
yeah. Cause
Well-
Catalyst technically doesn't have anything to do with
In my mind,
the money part of it.
well, see, when we track all this, we'll say, you know, so all of your wages, salary, your driver's expense, you know, your driving expenses and all that are being charged against this 28% fund code. The revenue code is, so far, is just Jody, but we need to move money to pay for all. But we're also gonna have to have enough money in there for you to access
Incidentals.
incidentals are like a petty cash, but I think what you're maybe suggesting is we create a separate one for that.
Where it's.
But we can do that with an account code. It can still be the same community healthcare winner as an overall, think of it as a higher, community healthcare worker.
Just a different line, right?
Yeah, it's within it. But do you remember how much money we said we would put in that slush fund?
You said 20,000,
Okay,
20,000, yeah.
That's what I remember, but I kinda remember. But then the process of that though was that you would need to come to us and request
Yep.
why you need to spend it, and then we understood that once it's gone, it's gone.
Yep.
I mean, you know.
Mhm.
So we need to do all that, and see, and I'm thinking that the revenue that you get from these donators would all go into reimbursing that as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
So Jody's money, wherever we put, what all goes into reimbursing to pay for all this stuff, including when you have to use.
mhm.
So I think we can do it, but we just need to do it so that you can start
Yep.
accessing it.
Yep.
You said you've got people wanting to donate right now.
Yep.
But they should donate to the, this is more of a question for Darcy, I guess. It should be Muscle County is who the check should be made out to.
Yeah, I've been texting Darcy and Chris about that the last few days.
Okay,
Okay.
Where's Chris, you're good?
okay.
But, yeah,
I'd make
You
sure
got a
they
quick
donate
minute?
cash, then you don't have to worry
Chris, you
about
got a
it.
quick minute?
It's gone.
Right, we were talking about what we were talking about yesterday with you about with the fund, this fund that we're gonna need to put up to fund for emergencies. And, there's apparently some donators that wanna donate revenue, just like Jody. I mean, they wanna give us revenue. I don't think we need to set up a separate, I think account is the better word that we're talking about. You've got a fund called Catalyst for Change, right? Really, it's for the community healthcare worker.
And I can change
We
that.
just changed the name on it.
We can.
We can have revenue codes that has revenue, you know, to fund revenue for emergencies, we can have revenue, we can have different revenue codes for the money that comes in, right? And then, but everything that gets spent is gonna be charged, but would it make more sense? What's your recommendation for the best way to keep track of this slush fund? Have its own funding code with its own accounts?
We
With its
can,
own
we can do
revenue?
it either way.
I think maybe that's the cleanest way.
Okay.
Cause then when it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone, it's gone. And so there's catalyst for change, where the 40 grand's gonna stay in there and whatever we need to do. But then there's this slush fund that's, maybe it's gonna be 28 something,
2270 is
Yeah,
what I
20,
had
okay.
picked up.
okay. And then when we get money from, they need to be made out to Muscle County, it comes to Darcy. You would tell Darcy that goes into that.
I just told Kelly to bring it to me and I would code
That's
it.
fine, however we can do
Okay.
that. I think that's, we said, so we should set that up as an appropriation, which would be a budget amendment for 20 grand. And then we need to move cash from somewhere, we'll have to talk about that,
Okay,
to fund that, probably from the general fund, but maybe from the CARES Act, to be honest with you. I think
Okay.
we still have some money there.
mhm,
But we need to talk to these guys about it. But we wanna get it going so that you can at least tell people, send the check.
Yep, yeah.
And so basically, go ahead and give, I guess, Chris, you'll forward them to Darcy, is
yeah,
it?
I'll fill out the slip that goes to
Okay,
the treasurer's office.
so we're set, it sounds like.
I haven't set them up yet.
Yeah, but now we know we're gonna do a separate funding for the slush fund.
Did you hear from Dan at all?
Not yet, my phone's over there too.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page.
So he should be calling soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
just, yeah, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be close to that number,
Yeah.
but that doesn't matter, we just set your own up then.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Excellent,
I have one more question.
okay.
We're all
So-
out of answers.
Did you get a shot?
Well, you fellas have a new TV and it's not gonna cost you much.
It doesn't mean we owe you anything, just so you know.
Well, I'm glad to have it out of there.
But did
In
you get a
fact, you
shot?
owe us.
Can I get a shot?
That way you got the lollipop.
Yeah, that's what we're.
Oh, well, I
Go
got a
ahead.
flu shot. He didn't give me a lollipop, I just felt like I deserved one on the way back in.
So today, me and the cops went out and visited a feller. And he doesn't have a vehicle, but has the funds to buy a vehicle, and he has the funds to go grocery shopping. But because my vehicle, is not county, and something happened if I did take him to Billings, we could get
I
in
see.
trouble for that.
You mean the access to a vehicle, huh?
Well, that's actually on the board, and the sheriff actually thought he had a vehicle for
Oh,
you.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we should talk to him.
He's
Um,
skiing, I think.
Yeah, he is skiing.
Is it too late? Would that be too late?
No, I told the guy I might come out later this afternoon or Monday, but I could always just go out and check on him and say, okay, this is the plan, but he has all the funds, but he just doesn't have the transportation. Yeah, and he doesn't even have a cell phone, so maybe if I take him to Billings, we can get him a phone of some sort, or,
Sounds like paradise to me.
right?
No phone,
Except for he's
no
having a
vehicle.
hard time getting food. He has food, but he's usually I have a huge thing of food, and so yeah, I was talking to
Okay.
him and the cops, I can't transport you in my personal, or, even if I did, but there was some sort of coverage or, I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea.
No, I'm not. So that was the question I had today.
Well, we gotta talk to Sean.
Yeah,
Sounds good. That was it,
yeah, we're gonna have to get you something.
yeah. So, okey doke. So things are slowly starting to roll,
Slowly.
yeah.
It looks like your chairs were returned.
Really, why?
I don't know. But I got a credit. I had the purchase and then I got a credit of it and it says they were returned. I'll have to do something else.
I think someone.
So do you guys know where the agreement is with the chiropractor?
Apparently it's in the file.
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
lease agreement?
Yeah.
With Mr. Bushman?
No,
I
yeah.
just sent it to you because I
Oh.
could not find it. He sent me another one and I just sent it to you,
Okay,
forwarded it to you.
I will go down and I will go over that this afternoon. Got it.
All right, that was a really important call, by the way. It's the governor. No, I'm just kidding.
He didn't wanna talk to Mike in that meeting.
Gordon, well, it's about you too.
So I see.
Oh, no. So anyway, we were talking about getting you a vehicle.
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
What's the talk to Sean?
Well, you need to talk to Sean, cause I can't remember which one he said, it was one of his sheriff's vehicles, but he may have already loaded up with it, we'll see, we'll run it down.
Okay.
But let's talk about the issue of you driving in your own vehicle
Mhm.
to town on, your whole concept of you driving for work purposes.
Mhm.
How are you covered? Aren't you covered through your own insurance?
Yeah, I'm covered, but if you were
Yeah.
carrying a client, would that, like if something did happen, could we get in trouble for that?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you
Say-
would.
say that again?
I'm just kidding.
So, if
If I
you're
was,
driving in your own personal vehicle,
yeah, and I'm fully insured, but if something did happen while I'm taking a client somewhere,
well, I mean, your insurance would be on the hook, as well as the county. So, but I mean, I don't know that anyone would get into any kind of trouble over that. I mean, as long as you have insurance on your vehicle.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just spread the liability out from the county to also your insurance.
Mhm.
So would her insurance company just reach out to the county? I mean,
Well, no, I mean, her insurance company would be responsible for the cost of damages as well as the county.
Mhm.
So there might end up being some litigation between the county and her insurance company as to who was at fault, but I don't think you would particularly have any problem.
Insurance companies would fight, our insurance company would fight with.
I mean, they could have a great time, but I don't
until
think-
we can get you a vehicle.
Yeah, that's the best thing, I think that's the cleanest way, and that way we're not having to use wear and tear on yours. If we have one, obviously, I don't think we're gonna go buy one,
Well,
unless Jody.
I have a request if you do go buy one.
Yeah, okay. Do you?
A Jeep Grand Wagoneer?
No, the most expensive Jeep.
Oh,
Did you know I went and had my truck, and they drove me to where I needed to pick up my car. This is Lithia Dodge, and it was in the Grand Wagoneer, the new Jeep, the most expensive.
Yes.
Did you realize that was $125,000 vehicle?
Oh,
It was
fine.
very nice though,
Yeah.
but
It was very nice.
it wasn't, I'm like, are you kidding me? 125 grand, what's happened to this world?
I don't know how people afford that.
Yeah, I know, it's a Jeep. I
And
mean,
the
it's-
fact that a year later it's gonna be half the price.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I finally used Yugo somewhere.
One of the little
or
smart
an old
cars.
Toyota, maybe we can let you
Old
start
smart
using
car.
Mike's Toyota truck.
Yeah,
I don't think that's insured. I mean, no, we'll do what we can, but the sheriff brought it up
You're right.
about a month ago, he said, she's gonna need a vehicle, and I might have a
Yeah.
solution, so.
Well, I'll catch him on a day when he's not skiing.
Yeah,
yeah. Awesome. That
so
was
how's it going, are you
It's-
getting comfortable?
Yeah, actually, like today I was a little bit nervous going out with the cops, but the cops were like, but it was nice because I knew the questions to ask, and
Yeah.
I brought a client demographic if he was interested in the mental health side of things, and he's really just like good. And then I was able to help someone a few weeks ago, and
Wow.
so yeah, and
Coming together.
yeah, and we have Monday meetings with all the CHWs throughout wherever everyone is, and I learn a lot from them,
Excellent.
which is great. Yeah.
That's exactly what she told me when she came to see me.
What's that? They bring the cops too?
Well, so that was sort of a potentially volatile situation you went out to
Yes.
help.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal,
Mhm.
you know?
But Lesnick called me last night asking if we could all go out, and I said, yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
That's excellent.
good thing.
yeah, and having them there, I was like, I'm so thankful you guys were there.
Yeah, they've been through the drill, but the fact that he recognized you as a resource to help is excellent.
Oh yeah, they've called a few times. Deputy Contini, I was actually in Red Lodge one weekend and he called and I said, well, just get the name and number and I can call on Monday just to follow up and see if everything is okay, and so yeah. Just kind of taking care of people as much as possible.
I'm thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we want.
Yep. And everyone's all excited about it, so,
And we'll get those accounts set up and that way you'll have that in place.
I did have the board director of Catalyst listen to the radio thing, and he texted me out of nowhere. He's like, "This is John, whatever his name is, saying you did a great job. You did explained it just right." And I was like, "Wow, that was kind of cool."
That is cool.
So yeah, we're gonna get it going here real quick, like hopefully.
Yeah.
We just
I think you already are, so I think that's good.
yeah. So it'll be fun for sure. Okie doke. Well,
In fact,
thanks,
I'm
guys.
gonna email Sean right now about that,
Yeah, before you forget.
which we know I will forget. Alright, okay, well,
Thanks for letting me squeeze in.
You betcha.
you know, and it
Our
may
doors
not
are
hurt,
always
it may-
open.
it may not hurt if you want, we can give you a time slot for
Friday.
Fridays.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
That could
do
do,
like,
It'd have to be in the afternoon.
yeah,
Better.
1 o'clock.
would 1 o'clock on Fridays work for you?
That would work.
That'd be great, because that'll make sure we're making sure you got what you need to keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing.
And catch up and
Yeah.
know what I am doing, actually.
You're not gonna find that out here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
I'll
thank
put
you,
that in my calendar. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Guys, we need to, make a motion to approve this change order.
I move we approve the change order for COP construction for number 3 with,
It was for $4,866, an increase in the
Is there a
original.
second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay, we forgot to do that, we, motioned to add it to the agenda, but then
Oh, we didn't do it.
we didn't do it. Okay. But I will
Well, then
send it
there's a
to
couple,
Betsy.
maybe, you know, there's maybe a couple other meetings we attended that we might wanna let you know about.
Okay, you wanna do it now?
I attended the community fire prevention plan teams meeting on,
CWPP?
yeah. Let's go, I'm in the wrong month.
Well, we went to Melstone.
On
Wednesday
Monday.
night.
Monday,
Which guy's, yeah, Monday the 9th. You caught the weird timeline meeting, right?
yeah, but I didn't catch anything about it. The weird,
The weird timeline meeting was a discussion with SHPO and Snowy Mountain and Brownsfield to
Yeah, went to
make sure we
Con-
got a Smithsonian number so that SHPO could proceed with their review.
And they got it.
And they got it, right there and there during that meeting.
Yeah. We were, all three of us were
Should be
here.
March report.
all three of you?
Yeah,
That was,
we got the coal board, right?
When the timeline meeting was Tuesday?
Was Monday.
Oh, Monday,
And you got the coal board, right?
yep.
And you got these
well,
guys in
Wednesday night,
Elstone.
Mike and I attended Melstone City Council.
When?
They said the 11th.
And,
We met with Bob Church and city council.
Okay, wait a minute, are we gonna say anything about the Millstone meeting first?
Well,
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I thought you said,
We met
You-
with Bob Church.
oh, they were there.
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you met with Bob Church from Great
No.
West, so, okay,
No.
sorry.
Yeah,
They
pay attention.
talked about the water.
Talked about the what?
They talked about the
Water.
costs of water.
yeah, he was did a very good,
They did a very good job of going through that.
something Roundup should have went ahead.
They should have done that one, Roundup missed the ball on that deal. Roundup missed the ball on that.
And then.
So the CWPP meeting, anything to say about it?
That was just continuing along the timeline to present the draft prevention plan for public comment.
And then with the Millstone meeting, that triggered our contact with DNRC, which also goes along with what he was talking about with the fire people.
So,
To talk
you want it
about
under Board of Health? This is Cal asked for
transferring the
change.
ownership of those wells
We're
to
gonna strictly be
DNRC
health.
if they're
You want it to be
interested.
Board of Health?
So did you
For
change this
firefighting.
one to,
That's Catalyst for Change, 71.
can you change
Of
the-
course, you know about the coal
can you
board.
change-
Yep, I have
But
a
it's
cold
got
board.
contracted
That
services.
Headwaters in the afternoon, you know about that.
I know about the headwaters.
Well, actually, this wouldn't be contracted.
No, not the two
It's a busy
seventy,
week.
that's, or not hers, that's what I'm asking, do you want it under the Board of Health? Or Home Health, what do you want it under? Social and Economic Health?
You mean when we get money coming in? It's,
Unless you want it under this one.
Do we need to sign?
Yeah, that's the one that we just. Oh, sure. Thank you.
I think that,
5,
yeah.
okay. Perfect. Out of here.
Had a nice ring to it.
Thank you.
So we got that, and then we got, those guys met with Headwaters, you got that as well,
Yep.
right? And the coal board, so that was a pretty busy week,
It was
actually.
a busy week.
And I will send this to Matt Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Did you note that maybe he needs to send them
In fact, when you send it, say that.
the- Yeah, I will.
Here's your sign, no thanks to you, not copying me.
It
Just say,
would've-
you
you
know,
would've got it
it's just
sooner if you would've-
FYI, if you copy me, these things
Yeah,
get done
yeah.
quicker. All right.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we should look at that.
What's this?
That's Bob Shirt's, this is a cost for Millstone. He did an excellent job. He went through everything.
Well, and for what that's worth, you know, we had our issue with what we're gonna wind up paying
Yeah.
to the city for the fairgrounds.